Saw the trailer for He-Man. I don't know why they made that movie. Well, I do. It's just can't really justify it. That looks like a big, unnecessary movie. Big movie with a big, unnecessary budget because it's an unnecessary movie. There's no point in making He-Man for this generation of kids, man. They don't even know who that is. I don't even think there is a He-Man cartoon on TV right now for you to be making a movie about it. Like, who is it for? What it do, dirty? What it do, real talk? What it do, slum? What it do, always? Pork chop. Motherfucking He-Man. I seen the trailer. I just seen the trailer. And it don't even look like they added nothing. Like, it don't look like, all right, why did y'all make this? You know what I mean? Like, what was the point? You can't say that you making it for these kids when there's not a He-Man cartoon. So how you gonna make a movie? It makes no sense to make that movie, bro. What it do, killer? There's a He-Man cartoon, bro. Is it popping though? Is it popping to where you need to make a live action He-Man movie? You gotta remember, I got a kid. I got a son. He's young. He don't watch no He-Man cartoon. If I ask him who He-Man is, he probably not gonna know who that is. What it do, AB? You already know. That's Drew. He changed his name. I mean, look, that shit with the legislation, that's really not good for boxing. I don't really know why you celebrating that, Drew. Like, it's cool that the activists feel stupid and all of that, but in actuality, that shit is gonna do a lot of damage. That's not really a good thing. Like as a boxing fan, I'm not really happy about that because that's basically going to take the club circuit. A lot of club level promoters is not going to be able to do shows because of that shit. They're not going to be able to do shows. That's not really a good thing. Like, because a couple of people on Twitter says some stupid shit. Like, well, that's fine, but it's not a thing that club level promoters now will not be able to afford to do a show. That's not good. That circuit, that part of it, that's where a lot of the journeymen get paid. That's where they go to keep busy when they're not in a big show, being used for a big show. So that's not good, bro. They're going for the full takeover. That's what it looked like. What it do, MW? Sydney Sweeney, baby. Yeah, I love that blonde girl. I ain't even gonna front. Sydney Sweeney as Shitara in Thundercats live act. Ooh, I would lick her ass. Yeah, having to pay for that drug testing. Yeah, like that's gonna make a lot of people go out of business, bro. It's gonna make a lot of people go out of business. And for the people that can't even, like, the match room, for example, well, you just made it a lot more expensive to do shows in this country, which could result in less shows. Because they're gonna be like, well, we can't do a bunch of shows in America because they're expecting us to test 50% of the card. It's too expensive. I fuck with ProBox, and I really need Paulie to shut the fuck up so they don't target. Yeah, because Paulie talking a lot of shit. Paulie is talking a lot of shit. Zufa is looking good. They might don't on some real shit. They might. What it do, dirty? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's not a good thing. Like, I'm not celebrating that because, well, maybe that's good for Zuffa because they've subsidized their anti-doping testing. Maybe that's good for them. But what about everybody else? Everybody can't afford that shit. Everybody can't afford that shit. If you were a Marv Nation, a Dimitri Salita, one of these smaller promoters, a King's Promotions, right? You fucked, yo. How you gonna do shows now? How? That's not a good thing, bro. you know. But yeah, I saw the trailer for He-Man, and I'm watching this shit. I'm like, yo, y'all didn't really add nothing to this, you know. I don't see a reason for y'all to have made a new one. I don't really see a reason. The only twist that they put on it was that Adam was raised in the regular world, and I guess he found out about his powers. But when he said, I have the power, he ain't even say it. He ain't say it the way that you supposed to say that. He didn't. If you go to the trailer and you go to the part where he say that, he don't even say it the way he supposed to say that. You supposed to say that shit from the chest, bro. Oh, have the power. You supposed to say that. He kind of just let it out. He ain't really say it. He come on, B. You gotta say that shit from the heart, bro. You either have the fucking power or you don't, bro. You either have the fucking power or you don't have the fucking power. He don't have the power. He doesn't have it. You know, they had Bella Lugosi as Skeletor in the old one. Let this be our final battle. I felt that shit when he said that shit. You know what I mean? When a motherfucker say some shit and you feel that shit like, yeah, motherfucker. Y'all remember the old one with Dolph Lundgren? That Bella Lugosi is motherfucking Skeletor. They had they had that bitch who eyes is mad light, the one from They Live. I forgot her name. Something Ryan, I think her name is. The bitch who eyes was mad blue or whatever they was. Yeah, he said it like a bitch, Mr. T. He said it like a bitch. If you watch the trailer and you go to the part where he say it, he don't say it like he have the power. Like, nah, you don't got the power. You know about the power, but you don't have that shit. You don't have that shit. You supposed to scream that shit. I have the power. Meg, yeah, Meg. They had Meg Ryan in that shit. That's the new gen shit. They want popularity and notoriety of the nostalgic crowd, but they don't want fully commit. They want to try and be cool. Yeah, like the shit. I don't see the point in making that movie, bro. I just don't see. And I love He-Man. I grew up on He-Man, but that represents a different time that is now past. Like it's over for that. That's like Heathcliff. Y'all remember Heathcliff? That cartoon? That's like if you tried to make a Heathcliff movie. Why would you do that? That's like if you tried to make Garfield. Like, bro, this represents something else. This represents a time that is not. It don't exist no more. You can't get it back. What's the point? Yeah, he a ball. He sound like He-Man. He sound like He-Man is scared to talk to bitches. He sound like He-Man that is scared to talk to bitches. Had some clown on Twitter tell me that boxing is doing fine and they don't need Dana. Stupid motherfucker. You can't be talking to people like that. Like I seen a goofy ass tweet. A dude said, yo, they can't buy everybody. He said they can't afford to buy everybody. He was talking about TKO. And everybody started cooking that dude in his own comments. Like, fam, them dudes got more money than everybody. What are you talking about? But you can't try to appeal to stupid people, bro. When I see something stupid now, I scroll past it because I'm like, what am I gonna waste 10 minutes trying to talk to yo dumb ass? You fucking stupid, bro. There ain't no fixing you. Just live that way. You dumb. You just dumb and you gonna be dumb forever. Everything in the generation, yeah, it is. Yo, Caesar, for real, you hit the nail on the head. Like, that shit was weak. I was waiting for that part because if you can't get that part right, you can't get the movie right. If you can't get that part right, because that's supposed to be the moment, bro, when you get the fucking sword and you call the part, like they to me they need to fucking re-edit that. If you got to use another motherfucker voice, yeah, y'all need to re-edit that because that's arguably the most important part of the movie. If you can't do that right, You shouldn't have made the movie. Yes, Mr. T, throw the whole movie away. If you can't get that part right, that's the part that the people who do know about He-Man, that's the part they waiting to see. I have the power. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a manly He-Man. Yeah, they want a He-Man who wears a cock ring or some shit, you know? They want She-Man. I mean, that's what this generation is all about anyway, right? I identify as a mental patient. Talk about it, Mark. Talk about it. You got to say, I get that sword right now, motherfucker. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Get my fucking smord. My motherfucking smord. You supposed to say that shit. You supposed to say that shit with conviction, bro. That's like a half-hearted battle cry. Even RoboCop, yeah, like I saw that they made a new RoboCop, and the visual effects were stunning. You know, when they showed that it wasn't really a lot of him left, the visual effects was stunning. But was there really a need for a RoboCop? Nah, not really. Y'all did that. You did that, and you got to let it go now. And unless you have something new and dynamic to add to this already told story, you probably shouldn't make it. Probably shouldn't. So yeah, this is the calm before the storm, y'all. This is the calm before the storm, because it's warm outside, y'all. It's warm. It's fucking 50 something degrees. It feel like 60 out here though. And it's warm. So I know this cold. I know that this storm is gonna be bad. That's how you know it's warm outside right now. Like, okay, motherfuckers, enjoy this shit, because it's about to be on and popping in 2 days. Enjoy this shit. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to go, I have the power. You supposed to go crazy with the shit, yo. I personally believe they don't want us to be strong and tough no more. They want. I agree with you 100%. Tough no more. They want boys to be more weak and into their feelings more. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I agree with you. There's a reason that they keep trying to. There's a reason that you see this push towards being more in tune with your feelings and being a slave to your feelings and not having a sense of duty. That, Brody, regardless of what you feel, there's certain shit that's on you, regardless of what you feel. And that's how men used to be, that there was a sense of duty, that this is my responsibility, irrespective of how I feel, I have to handle this. That was sort of the attitude and the underlying current of being a man in previous eras. Whereas now, well, I feel like a 12-year-old. I feel like a fucking dickhead. I identify as a jackass. Fucking He-Man, baby. He-Man. Motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Ted Cruz. Yo, that shit. Yo, I seen that shit. Mr. T, I seen that shit. Ted Cruz like, all right. Time to get on the plane. All right, time to get the passport out. I ain't even mad at him, dog. What it don't help y'all if I stay here and be cold too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Cancun, motherfucker. It don't benefit y'all. Y'all not gonna be no warmer if I stay here. So what the fuck? I'd have did that same shit, but I would have told motherfuckers, all right, I'm gonna see y'all in 3 days. I'm going to Cancun. I'd have told you going to Cancun. Oh yeah, I'm going to fucking Cancun. But it's about to be a storm. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to Cancun. But you like the governor or something. Well, homie, you're not gonna be no warmer if I stay here. What the fuck you think I'm gonna do? Hug you? You don't. It ain't gonna make no difference to you if I stay here. So Motherfucker, I will see you in 3 days, bro. Ted Cruz, baby. That motherfucker gives no fucks. New Jersey. I'm honestly looking forward. So am I. So am I. So am I. Because the second card looks even better than the first one. You got Sergey Boachuk. You got who's on that shit? You got Sergey Boachuk, Rayo, Sergey Boachuk, Rayo, and who else is on that card? And that's just 3 of the fights. Power Grid will probably go down for days again. I hope not, Gooch. I really hope not. But that is what they're saying, that it could. The shit that I heard was the southern portion, which is, Texas, North Carolina, they're gonna get ice, is the shit that I heard. They're gonna get ice. The southern portion of the storm is gonna be snow. I mean, the northern portion of the storm is gonna be snow, and the southern portion is gonna be ice, which it's gonna be bad, yo. You think boxing will soon be bigger in America than UFC? Yeah, that's why Dana getting in it. Dana getting in it. Don't you see that Dana is distracted? And Dana doesn't seem invested in his UFC content anymore. The UFC kind of is stale right now. With a new roster of fighters, it could be revived. But at this moment, UFC has stagnated. And what Dana seems motivated by, is his endeavor into boxing. This is his chance to get into boxing, and he seems really motivated by his endeavor into boxing. I do think that's possible, to be honest with you. I do think that's possible. It's already raining in Alabama, yo, B. I had to clean up after an ice storm before. That shit was brutal. Dana gonna make America, like, I think he is, bro. I think he is. Yeah, Dana don't look like he give a fuck about his UFC shit no more, because it's a lot of things, it's a lot of things. It's not one thing, it's a lot of things. That it's only so many Dagestanis, and it's only so much you could do for that shit in the state that it's in to try to make it interesting. I mean, for God's sake, they still be talking about Conor McGregor, and everybody know that dude is washed, but they still bring that dude up like, when Conor coming back? Motherfuckers know he not coming back, but they still bring him up. What I think the UFC needs right now on the real, and I don't even watch that shit, so bear with me. But what I think they need is a completely new roster of fighters, whether they're good or otherwise. They need something new. Because motherfuckers is tired of looking at them Dagestani. Nobody care about them dudes, bro. Nobody give a fuck about them, bro. We as Republicans back Dana White. Yeah, like they was talking about, oh, he might fight at the White House event that Dana White is gonna do. Like, bro, Conor McGregor is not a draw no more. I mean, like, he not a fighter no more. The dude ain't fought in 5 joints. And the last time he did fight, he got his ass beat. He not like, who get hyped to see Conor McGregor fight? Yeah, UFC has no stars to entice the casuals because they tried to bring back Amanda Nunes. Yeah, I seen that shit. I seen that. I thought she retired. Like, they got Amanda out of retirement? Her big face ass? Shout out to Filipino. Wasn't it supposed to be him and Chandler? That's what they said, but Conor said that because his old contract was centered around pay-per-views, they have to restructure his contract before he could do anything. They have to restructure his deal before they could do anything. That's what he said. To me, right now, getting Conor McGregor back in the octagon is more trouble than it's worth. You think that dude living good and spending money and fucking all these bitches, You think he want to be fighting right now? No, that dude ain't fought in a minute. He don't want to be fighting right now. Bring Cyborg back and yo, what the yo, y'all motherfuckers on some different kind of time, you know? But yeah, man, like it doesn't have any appeal now, you know? You would have to you would have to you would have to like ask a MMA person, a person that really watches that shit, what is a fight that you looking forward to? Who is a fighter that you are excited about right now? Because I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't. It was Tom Aspinall, but I heard he got beat up in his last fight. UFC, baby. I don't know what the big fight in MMA is
That's
right
like
now.
asking what's the big fight in America right now.
It ain't one.
There ain't one, bro.
It ain't one. It literally in boxing that there isn't one. There is. I would have said, okay, Javante Davis versus Shakur Stevenson is like, yeah, if you could make it, yeah, we know it wasn't never gonna get made. But we could have said that. At this point, no, we can't say that. Javante career is over, homie. That dude, that is done. There is not a big fight in America right now in boxing. There isn't one. Not
Yeah,
yet.
well, UFC's kind of going through the same thing that America's going through in that a lot of the or as boxing, I mean, in that a lot of the fights that you want to happen or that you're excited for, aren't going to happen. Like Ilya Taporia and Islam Makhachev. That was a huge fight that everyone was really pumped to see, but Islam is just refusing to fight him, and Ilya is going through that shit with his broad right now.
Mm.
So I'm pretty sure he's a champion in like recess right now or something like that.
I would say that that's not really the boxing situation. Boxing legitimately does not have a big fight right now to make. There are any number of fights you can make. For example, just throwing names together. Mason versus Schofield. Yeah, you could make that, but that's not a big fight. That's literally not a big fight. Uh Gary Antoine Russell versus Dalton Smith. That's a good fight. That's a good fight, but that's not a big fight. And it's with a British guy. Um, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Yeah, y'all could keep pretending that's a big fight. You keep pretending. Casuals don't give a fuck about that fight, homie. They don't give a fuck about that fight. And then the one that everybody was talking about for like 3 weeks now, Virgil Ortiz and Boots, bro, that's not a big fight. That's a good fight. It's a good fight for the hardcores, but that's not a big fight. There is not a big. See, the UK has big fights. They have big fights. Fabio Wortley versus Tyson Fury is a big fight. Fabio Wortley versus Anthony Joshua is a big fight. Anthony Joshua versus Fabio Wortley, that's a big fight. Daniel Dubois wants Fabio Wortley. Yeah, that's a big fight. Those are all big fights, and that's just the heavyweights. They got a whole thing of big fights. But America right now does not have a fight that the American populace is clamoring for.
Well, yeah, then for the UFC, that there's one fight, and that's Ilya versus Islam. And the reason that's such a huge fight is because Islam is Habib's little fucking, I don't know what the fuck they are, they're little butt buddies. Um, and then if they were to be challenging for Islam's belt, that would be like the first time a UFC fighter would be challenging for a three division championship.
Hmm.
So that would be like huge. And then if Ilya were to beat him, it would kind of like take out the Dagestanian, reset the fucking divisions and shit. So
They
like
got
that
to
would be
stop
the thing that they
signing
would
those
need.
guys. They got to stop
I
signing those
mean,
guys,
they
bro.
them guys pretty good, man.
There's not very many left. There's like maybe two left, and that's Islam and that's Cumshot.
The
And
shit is,
he's not a champion. He's like too inactive.
the shit is that nobody care about them dudes, pork chop. Like what? It's like the joke that we said the other day, that what if the welterweight division was just Cubans? bro, nobody will watch that fucking division, bro. You guys are like, you
who
don't fucking watch that, bro.
who said that, bro?
You don't remember the other day we was talking,
That, that's sadistic, bro.
my
Who
dude?
thinks
That's a
like that?
nightmare. That's a nightmare, yo. That to think about it, that the Cuban style of fighting, we all have to concede that it is effective. It does work, especially at winning gold medals. It is one of the better styles that's out there in terms of hit and not get hit, but in terms of entertainment value and something that people can digest when they watch it. Yeah, you can't have a bunch of Cubans on TV, bro. Not if they're like Rigo. If they're like Oslis Iglesias, okay. But if they're like Rigo and they're like Laura, like, yeah, this is not gonna work, dog. People gonna throw their TV out the window. They're gonna throw their TV out the balcony. You imagine you had a whole division of Cuban fighters, and that's how them Dagestanis are, bro. Yeah, y'all good at what y'all do. Nobody's saying y'all not, but y'all don't got no. All y'all want to do is pray to Allah and shit. Y'all don't got no personality. No, listen, pray Allah, Allah.
No, that's why it was
I want to
fucking.
hear
It
that
was
shit.
huge, bro. That's why it was huge for Alex to get his belt back, bro. Because you don't understand how how dead the division felt once Alex lost his belt to that Dagestanian, bro.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Ankalaev.
yeah. So it was
Whoa.
like once he got his belt back, it kind of felt like, oh, bro, thank
Oh,
God
the
we're not
way
gonna
he
have to
did
deal
it
with this
too,
fucking.
bro. The way he
Yeah,
did it
one
too,
round
man.
too.
That shot, yeah.
They need to sign. I said this shit already that for the girls, y'all don't need to look for the best fighter. Y'all need to look for a mid fighter that's attractive. That's what y'all need to do. It could be a mid joint. She ain't really,
I
and
agree.
she could be for the joints. And for the dudes, yo, you gotta focus on the West, on some real shit. You gotta focus on fighters in the West that's from the West because that's what's gonna move the needle. Everybody knows that yo, motherfuckers is tribal as hell. You know, if it's not an American or if it's not a Brit, yeah, people don't really care. They see these guys with these Abraham Lincoln beards. They're like, yo, we don't want to fucking care about these motherfuckers, man. Fucking care about these dudes, bro. Just saying, bro.
I be thinking that shit too. 'Cause I'm like, this nigga look
Nobody
like
care
Abraham
about like
Lincoln, bro.
all Chimichanga needs is the big top hat and the suit. And tell me he not Abraham.
Bro,
What's it?
that's fucking
Kimakayev? What's his
hilarious,
name?
bro.
Klyaev? You
Ankalaev,
yo, Uncle I, right? If you give him the big top hat and the suit, bro, he looked like Abraham Lincoln. They all look like
just
Abraham
don't let
Lincoln.
that nigga talk, bro, and he'll look just like him, bro.
For
That's
real,
it.
yo. Damn. Oh shit. OTX is out of business. I figured that.
They going out of business.
They out of business. And Tiara got signed to I mean, like, you know, it ain't hit the news yet, inside sources. But OTX is out of business and Tiara got signed to MVP. So I guess they're gonna announce it in a few days, you know. I guess they're gonna announce it. I mean, that's a good signing. You know, I like Tiara. It's just she's older is the thing. She is older. You know, she's in her late 30s. So you don't get a lot of mileage out of that. But she is a good enough fighter that if you get her the German, she'll beat the German. I don't think they're gonna make a fight between her and Amanda personally. Like, I don't see them doing that. But you could get her the German and you could make that fight and she'll beat the German girl. She'll take that belt from her, you know. But I have my reservations about signing fighters that are in their late 30s. You know, like when MVP signed Ebony Bridges, I was like, yo, I like Ebony, but this don't make a lot of sense. And I like Shannon Courtney, but yeah, this don't make a lot of sense. You ain't gonna be able to get nothing out of them, you know. And you see what happened to Ebony, she lost, you know. So it is what it is, man. You know. Back over to these guys. Yeah, man. I think that Dana right now seems excited and distracted. He's not focusing on MMA anymore. It really doesn't look like it. And I hear it from the MMA fans like real talk. They say it that dude has been that way for years. I didn't know that. I only recently noticed it because, well, I have a reason to pay attention now that he's getting into boxing. But I've seen more than one MMA fan say that, yo, that dude been like that for years now. He just don't, you know, he don't care like that no more about the MMA shit. The boxing shit, that has his attention, and he looks excited about that. Probably because he knows he's going to be able to do really well. Probably, you know. when you look at it. That second card looked dope. You got fucking Sergey Boyachuk versus Radzav Butaev. I like that fight. That's a good fight. Rayo, I don't know that dude that Rayo's fighting, but you got Rayo, and I forgot who else is on that show. It's not a bad show though. It's not a bad show. So yeah, you know, the fuck is y'all so quiet for?
But that He-Man show on Netflix. I mean, once you get past that first season, it's pretty good, you know.
Yeah, but you know what the shit is, Pork Chop? It's not popular. See, He-Man was popular when we were kids. Like, it was a popular show that a lot of children around the country were watching. And I don't think that this new He-Man show that you're talking about, I don't think it's that popular. My son don't watch it. I know that. He don't watch it.
Well,
So
I don't know if it's that popular, but I know. I mean, it's been a while since it came out, but I couldn't tell you if it's still like popping like that. But I know when I watched it, it was just pretty good though.
If I had to guess, because everything is so niche now, it doesn't have the same reach that it used to because everything is niche. Like this streaming shit, streaming has been bad for music and movies. I would say that it's been bad. It's had an adverse effect on both mediums. In the music industry, artists are not making the same money that they used to from record sales because of streaming. In movies, streaming took away the DVD, which took away that second source of revenue, which was tantamount to a re-release. You get two chances to make big money, one in the theater, one with the DVDs. Streaming hurt that too. And as far as people subscribing to shit, you only gonna see what you're subscribed to.
Well,
you know, like
the way Ben Affleck explained it, he was kind of like he was cool because you know they just dropped that new movie, The Rip, him and Matt Damon.
Yeah,
and they I guess they was talking about it ain't so bad on streaming because you know you got the opportunity to pause, and then he said what I didn't know was the theaters they take 50% off the top of the revenue off rip, you know, when it go to the movies instead of going straight to the theaters. I mean to the streaming platform. But I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of like streaming because you can pause, you can get up, do what you need to do if you got to do something. You know,
I mean,
it
seemed that way, but I personally don't like streaming. And you got to remember what else Matt Damon said. He said that for streaming and Netflix, the plots are deliberately watered down. And they deliberately tell you the plot of the movie throughout the movie 3 times because they're making movies for people that they feel won't be paying attention. That's not a good thing, homie. It's not a good thing, yo.
People can't put the phone down for a minute, you know.
That's why everything's a TV show now, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and then the shit they're making, like they make what is the shit I seen they made a TV show out of? I think they made a TV show about Magic Johnson. And then I think they had like Larry Bird in it or some shit like that. Is that my man?
Winning time.
Yeah. I don't know that that's a show. You understand me? Like, you can make a show out of almost anything. You can make a show. They made a show about Madden, Pork Chop. About John fucking Madden. They got Nicolas Cage. Do we need this? I'm like, yo, dog, I never
mean,
look
all the greats get like a kind of like a biopic, you know.
Ironically, though, the only one that was really worthy of a TV show is Muhammad Ali, and all you got was a film.
All you got was
well, you don't really need a TV show per se, but most of them are films though. Like Foreman, I like Foreman too.
Was Foreman good? Because I didn't see it.
I liked it. I just watched it like a couple weeks ago.
Now, like you could have like a limited series though, like a 4-episode.
Yeah.
I just think so.
Cool.
I think that some stories, and see, I think that there are limitations to all things you can do, including stories. I think that some stories are better told in a feature film, while other stories are better told in a biopic. Because if you try to adapt one to the other, it won't work. Like, if you look at Muhammad Ali's life and his career, you got to do a biopic for that. It's a lot in there, bro. It's a lot in there. It's so much in there.
MJ documentary. They had like 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah, like it's so much in there. You can't possibly condense this all into a feature film. And if you left any of it out, it would feel like the story's incomplete. You can't leave any of it out, but you can't fit all of it into a feature film. How do you do it? You know, like The Fighter was a great adaptation of Mickey Ward of a fight that happened in with Mickey Ward, right? But they had to leave the Gaddy fights out, and it's like, that's really the peak, the pinnacle of Mickey Ward was the Gaddy trilogy. But they didn't have enough time to tell you all that shit, to tell you this shit and that shit. I was hoping they was going to do a part two.
They was catering more so to the casual that don't know about those fights. If they left that out, they was catering to the casual. Cause,
and honestly, I'm gonna say Mark Wahlberg did a great job with that movie. Like, that was a good movie. That's one of the better boxing movies I've ever seen, bro. Honestly.
Oh yeah,
I ain't watched that one yet. I haven't watched.
I ain't gonna tell you nothing, but I think you'll like it, like, because it's not just a good boxing movie. It's a good movie, period. Like, yo, it's a good movie, bro. Like, for real. It's just like, did you see Cinderella Man with Russell Crowe?
No,
yeah, it was brilliant.
I probably need to watch that.
I'm like, listen, and I didn't go in with huge expectations of the movie. I'm gonna just say that after I saw Cinderella Man, that is by and large one of the best boxing movies I've ever seen.
$1 Million Baby was good as well.
I'll tell you what, that movie was amazing, but I've only ever seen it once, and you called me a bitch, and you could think what the fuck you want to think about me, but I did cry. I cried. I was sad.
I'm mostly with the Rocky and the Creed franchise mostly.
I'm gonna say the first Creed I loved. The first, because that was Ryan Coogler that did that. That was Ryan that did that. Them other ones, I think that was Michael B. Jordan that did the other.
The last one, the third.
I know he did the last one.
Yeah, that was Michael B.
And
Jordan.
I could just tell, like, I'm not knocking him either. You got to start somewhere, so I'm not hating on you. But I'm just saying, I could tell that this was Ryan's baby. The first one is the only one I liked. You know what I mean? The second one, it's okay. It was okay. It was okay. The third one, y'all was trying to either this movie needs to be longer, or you need to tell us less about Drago's son, because it's distracting me. You telling me I felt distracted by that movie in the sense that this should have been Adonis's story of revenge, and it was not. But it should have been that your fucking father killed my fucking father, right? That's what it should have been focused on. I feel like from a director's perspective, you telling us about Drago's son and all that you know she left y'all after the fight. You know what I'm saying? Mom Dukes left y'all. You grew up poor. Dolph Lundgren Drago out here drinking vodka all fucking day. We don't need to know that, because we don't want to sympathize with the antagonist. You making us sympathize with the antagonist is distracting us from Adonis's revenge. What is the better story to tell? Adonis's revenge. We didn't come here to feel sorry for Drago fucking son. The fuck?
Well, I think that part of it, I think it's just showing us the ramifications of what took place in Rocky IV. Like, it's showing us like the fall from grace for Drago, and how his country basically turned his back on him, and how the wife left, and then now he hard on his son specifically. He hard on Junior because of what he went through. I think they was trying to tell the story.
It's more interesting. It's more interesting than it is necessary. You know what I mean? That was interesting. It was interesting that they showed that, but it's more interesting than necessary. What I felt was necessary was, yo, you bought the fight Drago's son. This should center around revenge. That's what it should be, a revenge story. It didn't feel that way. Like, y'all got us feeling bad for Drago's son. We ain't supposed to feel bad for him. He just beat the shit out of Creed. We ain't supposed to feel sorry for him.
That whole franchise should have ended after Rocky IV, man. That was the pinnacle. Hearts on fire.
Hold on, because I'm not gonna lie. That fight with Tommy Morrison, I enjoyed that.
I was gonna say that I liked Rocky V. I loved Rocky V, to be real. Touch me, not sue. Touch me,
not the Antonio Tarver one. I understand. I understand if you didn't want to see that one, but But
even that one, that one was good though. That one had the speech, bro. You remember the speech?
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you a little something about life, pork chop. There ain't no sunshine and rainbows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
Let me
a
tell
good
you a little
movie.
something about Zuffa boxing. There ain't no sunshine and rainbows. Like, bro, I see that speech on Instagram every 5 minutes, bro. Somebody is posting that fucking speech. You know what I'm saying? So, could Rocky have ended after the fourth one? Yeah, it could have. But the other ones were good enough that Rocky 5 was, bro, that shit lit. When they fighting, that shit was lit, bro. Keep it up.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Cinderella Man is honestly a great movie. It's a great movie, and it's a great movie because it's a great movie, not just boxing wise. It's a great movie, like, yeah. And The Fighter is a great movie. Like I didn't think, bro, I didn't think I was gonna like The Fighter that much. Like, bro, it's about Mickey Ward. How good could
Yeah,
it be?
I'm gonna have to watch them. I ain't watched Cinderella Man or Fighter. So
They're good. They're very good. Like
Yeah, those are really good movies. Those are really good movies.
Raging
He
Bull
Man
as well,
just
man.
I tried. I tried, but maybe it's just it was too old for me at the time. I tried to watch it when I was young, when I was in my 20s. Um I couldn't get into it. Maybe I should try again. Maybe I should try, cuz a lot of people say Raging Bull is good, but bro, it didn't do it for me. It didn't do it
I
for
think
me.
the black and white was a miscalculation. They should have had it in full color.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
It is
But
good. Like.
He-Man, yo, they didn't need to make that shit. They did not need to make that
I
shit.
mean, I ain't really a big fan of turning animation into live action anyway. So it ain't nothing I would necessarily need to see. I enjoyed the new animation, but I don't really need this movie.
Oh,
It seems like they did that for old time's sake without thinking about, Brody, what audience is this for? These young kids don't watch He-Man. They watch they watch Kai Cenat, homie. They watch I Show Speed. This is a different generation. They not sat around the TV on a Saturday morning watching cartoons. Those days are gone, bro. You know?
it's also not the 80s anymore. The camp, coked out your nut type of fucking time, man. Where
But
everything
Yeah.
hyper masculine now, that's just gay.
if you got time though, I'm just saying, if you got time, check that new one out on Netflix, man. It
I'll
got a
try,
part. It got
bro.
a
I'll
part where
try
he
it.
called. It's a part in the show where he calls for the power, but without the sword, and he basically
Yeah.
turned into like the Hulk or some shit like that.
Jules, you remember the films?
What?
You remember the
Yeah,
He-Man
Look,
films?
look.
he loses the
I
sword. I
remember.
forget how, but he summoned the power. Then
Look,
he
look,
turned
look,
like
look. Check it out.
He-Man,
Look, look,
but
look, look,
like a
look.
Hulk version.
Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren. I watched it. You had Bella Lugosi. I
Courtney
like
Cox.
in the Courtney Cox, right? They had the key and they had the widget, the key, and you had to play a melody on the shit or whatever. I remember all of that. But what I'm gonna say is, I don't think that it's the hyper masculine shit that's gay. I think it's because this generation is gay, so they don't want to be
Mm.
masculine. Being brave, being brave is like asking these motherfuckers to do the dishes. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
be, you know what I'm saying? Like being brave, having courage, having a sense of duty, right? These things that were things that young men aspired to in the 80s when everything was hyper masculine and macho and shit, right? They knew that these were things that resonated with young men and things that young men aspired to. So that you saw a lot of that in the film, in the cartoons. Rambo, he's fucking brave, fuck everybody up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. They knew that this struck a chord with the young men. None of that shit strikes a chord with these young bastards. Like, no, they don't want to be brave. They just want to watch TV. Well, no, they don't even want to watch TV. They just want to goon all day. They want to sit around jerk off all day. They don't want to do
They're whiny
nothing.
bitches, look.
Yeah, like they don't want to do nothing and they don't want to be nothing. So you don't have a macho man shit to appeal to. Like, nah, it's not like before. Before, they see, Rocky being brave. He about to go fight Drago. He gonna do what he do. Fucking Rambo takes on the whole police. He took on the whole town. I love Rambo. I love First Blood. He took on Brian Dennehy in the whole town and shit. And he's bugging out. Yeah, these young guys, that's not appealing to them anymore. They don't aspire to anything. Shout out to Mr. Classical. Creed 2 was a movie that focused positively on fatherhood. A bit puzzling because these days single moms are portrayed as saints. For real. Another it, you know what they need to make a movie about how they perpetrated deadbeat dads when in reality it's just evil ass moms running dads out of the homes and shit. That's a
Yeah,
story that needs
exactly.
to be fucking told. That's a
They need to
story. You
they
know what
need
I'm
to
saying?
tell the story about how many fucking men are in jail because of their toxic mothers, not because of their absent fathers, but because of their abusive mothers, man.
I mean, the statistics don't lie. Single mother
Exactly. Yeah.
households raise more criminals. If the father is in the picture, if the father is a single father versus a single mother, these are the statistics. It's not misogyny. The numbers show what they show. If you got a single father raising the children, they are still less likely to end up in jail than if it's the single mom raising them. And I think it's just because you get emotional maturity from your father. Hopefully, and that's if he's a good man though, which is separate. If because you know you can have a dumbass dad too, but a man cannot learn emotional maturity from a woman. I'm you. That could sound like whatever the fuck motherfuckers want it to sound like, but you can't learn to be a man from a woman. I'm
Women in
sorry.
their nature are socialistic, whereas men are hierarchical. So when you teach your kids that they have a place, they find sort of solace in structure. They know if
It's
I fall back on structure, I know what's going to happen.
But that's also that's how our minds and emotions are wired. They're like
Yeah,
us as creatures. Like that's how we are, that we like structure, we like
yeah,
boundaries, we like parameters. We like something that is palpable and tangible that you can understand. It's not a knock on women, but they're a different creature. They're not like that. They're like, no, they're not like that. So a man, you can't really learn how to be a man and how to deal with shit as a man from a
from a
woman.
woman.
How?
Exactly.
How the
I
fuck
grew
you go? You know?
I grew up in a single parent household, but I had both mother and father in a single parent style, and I learned more from living with my dad for 4 years than I did from my mom in 14.
Yeah, I didn't know my dad. I'm an 80s baby. I don't make no bones about that shit. I did have my grandpa for a little while, but he passed
Yeah,
away.
yeah, me too,
And I
me
had my
too.
grandpa for a little while. And I learned, but honest to God, yeah, I learned a lot from my grandpa. I learned a lot from my grandpa. My model of okay, well, what is the guy supposed to do? Is the things that I saw my grandfather do. You see what I mean? You pick that shit up. You can't learn those things. And your mothers will try. You know, the women in your life, they will try. They will do their best. So it's not a knock on them. But it just stands to reason. A man cannot learn how to be a man from a woman. He can't.
See, I
Women
got
don't
lucky.
understand
I got
male
lucky.
violence. Huh?
I had my grandpa and my I had both granddads and a grandmother, and my granddad pretty much raised my mother and her siblings. So I kind of lucked out in that situation. You know, my dad, I mean, he was around, but we weren't close enough. You know, so
To pick up anything from him,
right,
right?
right, right.
Shout out to Lalo. Salute Ring IQ. Anything you're looking forward to for Zuffa '01 tomorrow in terms of ring look, gloves, officiating, commentating? I'm going to pay attention to the commentating as best as I can because you guys know that I watch a lot of this stuff with the volume down. What I'm really paying attention to as far as Zuffa is matchmaking. What stylistic matchups are you making? Because that's going to be important. I've been talking about that as long as the fights are violent, it really doesn't matter as long as they're action fights. Now, what we know about Callum Walsh and what we know about Carlos Ocampo, Carlos fucking sucks. Okay, let's just get that out the way. Callum is an action guy, and he's fun to watch. I see why Dana likes him. The guy's fun to watch. He could fight. He throws a lot of punches. I don't know if he's a world beater. I don't know if he's ever going to win a world title. I don't know none of that. But is he fun to watch? Yes. And if the goal is to have more fighters like that on television, that can absolutely work. That Styles, stop trying to feed us the next Mayweather. We need to stop looking for the next Mayweather. We don't want another Mayweather. So the mass production of the Hitchens and the Haney and the Stevenson and all these pure boxers, we don't need that on TV. We need boxing to be violent again because what draws people to combat sports in the first place? Violence. It's what they're there to see. I'm not here to marvel at your feint, at your fucking foot feints. The fuck? You
Similar
see
thing
that?
with UFC, yeah. No one wants to see wrestling, man. I don't want to see two man fucking dry humping each other on the ground.
Man, nobody want
Yeah,
to see that shit.
that's
Like,
what
yeah, it's
made me
skill.
stop watching that.
It's fucking skills. Like, we got to acknowledge, yeah, the shit's skillful and it works, but we don't want to watch it. I don't want to
Yeah.
watch that shit. The fuck? So what I'm gonna be paying attention to, bro, is matchmaking. Matchmaking. And I believe it's deliberate that you got a pressure fighter in there with another pressure fighter in Sergey Boachuk versus Radzav Butaev. I don't know if you guys remember Butaev. Guy used to be at 147, fought Stanionis. He's a very aggressive guy. I don't know that I would call him a pressure guy, but he's a very aggressive guy. He's a switch hitter. He fight orthodox, fight southpaw. He likes to throw a lot, and he's a dirty boxer. He's a dirty motherfucker. He'll hit you low. I feel like it's deliberate that you match Sergey Boachuk, who is a pressure fighter, with a guy like that. I look at that, I'm like, oh, somebody knew what they was doing. They wanted an action fight. That's why they
It's
made
also,
that. And
it's also a Russian
okay.
versus a Ukrainian. No?
I just realized that. Like, yo, yeah, Sergey's Ukrainian. I forgot. Sergey's Ukrainian. Somebody over there don't give a fuck. But yeah, I'm looking at matchmaking, bro. I'm looking at matchmaking. That's what I'm paying attention to. If the matchmaking is good, because a lot of the times, it's like they expect you to look at the name. They expect you to look at the name and be like, oh, it's a good fight. No, it's only a good fight based on the matchmaking, to be honest. If you made Jack Catterall versus Richardson Hitchens, yeah, they both got names, but that's a terrible fight. That's terrible. If you made Jack Catterall versus Devin Haney, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dog. Like, what are you trying to do? Kill it? You trying to kill the audience? Right? It's fights like that. And I feel that way about Lopez and Stevenson. It is a good fight because they are both decorated young fighters. They're two of the more accomplished young fighters in the sport today. But stylistically, I'm not excited about that fight. I know what it's gonna look like. It's not gonna be an action fight.
I'm not sure, man. I think Lopez is going to be desperate at some point, and I think he's going to be walking on to some beautiful counters.
The best thing that could happen is if he chases Shakur like he chased George and he gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
That would be the best fucking. If he starts doing stupid shit, if he try to run up on Shakur and he walk into shit, that is the only chance that fight has of knockdowns and a knockout. Because the fight as it is, Shakur is a great fighter. I'm always going to give him his flowers. He's a great fighter. He's very skilled. He is not fun to watch, though, and he is not going to gamble. He will only do what is necessary. He will only do enough to win. He's not going to try to put a stamp on it. So the only way you're going to get some shit to happen is if Lopez is a dickhead. And he is a dickhead, though. Like, he is a dickhead, in fairness.
I mean, there's not a chance that he's going to be able to outbox Shakur. So at some point, he is going to get desperate. And then when you do attack Shakur, sometimes he can land some beautiful, flashy shit.
Yeah.
So, and Lopez
it's just,
looks like he's got a bit of a
just,
chin,
he don't got that. It's just, he doesn't have that killer in him. He's not going to go for the finish. Like, it'll be a thing. Like, if he knocks him down, you saw what happened with Devin Haney and Brian Norman. You scored an early knockdown. So you established in the second round of the fight that you pack a big enough punch to hurt this guy. And you didn't go for the finish. You fight him for 10 more rounds. You don't go for the finish. Shakur's the same way. He's not going to go for the finish. He might knock you. He'll catch you with a hot one, but he's not going to go for the finish.
I like Shakur's technique, though. It is nice to see when he gets flowing, when it's more than one or two punches, when he's hitting 3s, 4s, and 5s. It is impressive to see. Like.
He's listen. Why you think I give him his flowers? If you're evaluating boxing for the X's and O's, he's very. I think he's better than Devin, and I stand by that. I think he's better than Devin. I think he's better than Devin. But Devin has the names. Devin has the names, so you have to acknowledge that Devin does have the names.
Haney just is literally a Mayweather ripoff, whereas Shakur is Shakur. He does have his own thing.
Yeah, Well, it's just Devin had the fight with Loma, and he beat George, and he beat Regis, and it's like, yeah, I gotta give him his. I don't like him, but I don't like his style, but I have to acknowledge that, like, yeah, he he's a 3-weight world champion, bro. He
And
is.
he does have balls as well, man. He is up for
He
fighting
does,
anybody.
and honestly, he does. Like, and because we make fun of him a lot. We talk a lot of shit. We make fun of a lot of people. Make fun of Lopez. Make fun of him. But he does have balls. Honest to God, you have to give him that. Yes, he's got balls. Lopez didn't want to go to Australia. He did. Brian Norman, yo, you've been looking like, listen, Devin was looking like ass. You look like ass with Ramirez. You got beat the fuck up by Ryan. So for you to decide to fight Brian Gore-Tex, and Brian is out here fucking people up, yeah, you deserve respect for that. You deserve respect for that. You do. You dress like a homosexual, but you deserve respect for that.
Oh, he is a homosexual, like, but he definitely is, man.
He
Like,
fuck
he
bitches.
is queer as fucking
no,
fuck
he
knows
has
what, man.
no, he has sex with bitches. He just don't know
You're
how
muted,
to fuck
Jules.
bitches. I'm muted. I ain't
Nah, I
muted.
can hear you.
Oh shit, the Herb shit happened to Ryan's mic. The Herb
Jules,
shit.
you're muted, bro.
No, I'm not muted. Your shit is bugging out. Your shit is bugging out.
What's up, guys?
And shit. Oh shit, it's already 2:00.
Tell Jules he's muted, man. I can't hear shit.
No,
Can you?
you have
We can
to
hear you.
jump
Just
off,
think you
bro,
can't
and
hear
then
us.
jump back on because it's
All
some
right.
bug that's going around and shit.
Yeah, it's a bug. It's a
Alright, cool.
StreamYard bug. It's a StreamYard bug. But yeah, like, Devin deserves his flowers. But like I said, what I'm gonna pay attention to in Zuffa boxing, that goes back to that original super chat. What I'm paying attention to is matchmaking, because I believe that the matchmaking for the fights they're doing, it's very much deliberate with the intention of keeping action fights on television. Radzov Butaev versus Sergey Boachuk, that's a guaranteed action fight, guaranteed. I feel like I like Charles Martin versus Efe Ajagba personally. I like that fight. Charles Martin is usually, believe it or not, he's actually in good fights a lot. Charles Martin, a lot of his fights are actually entertaining. The fight he had with Luis Ortiz was entertaining. The fight he had with Adam Kovnowski was entertaining. Even though AJ packed his ass up real fast, 2 rounds, that was entertaining. Like, I never seen a boring Charles Martin fight. So I like that fight. I'll take that fight. Wasn't a bad fight. And yeah, matchmaking is what I'm paying attention to in Zuffa. Matchmaking, because it seems to be with the intention of putting the most violent fight you can put on television, and that is what I want. That's what I'm shooting for. So yeah, matchmaking.
White's probably, like you're saying, he's probably learned his lesson from UFC, where too many wrestlers just ruins everything. So he probably is going to try and avoid as many pure boxers as possible.
Yeah, nobody likes those guys, man. Like, you gotta be. Look, Sky is a great looking girl, but nobody wants to watch her fight.
Yeah, I don't
Hell
mind.
no.
Like, I don't mind a pure boxer, just as long as, like you say, matchmaking. It's got to be a pressure fighter or an aggressive boxer.
No,
punching.
you're right. You're right. That as long as it's with a pressure fighter, but then it's the pressure fighter that's making it fun, not the pure box. It's only a fun fight because you got one person that's making a commitment to coming forward and throwing punches and bunches. Sky by herself, her average fight. Yeah, I don't want to watch that shit. I do not. I do not.
But sometimes a pressure fighter can bring the best out in a pure boxer as well, because then you get to see them rattle off.
Very rarely, like, it's rare the instances where a pure boxer actually beat a pressure fighter. It's very rare. It just, I would say 75% of the time the pressure fighter wins. About 75% of the time. Every so often you get the Stevenson Zepeda, the Lara Angulo. Rarely, because usually the pressure guy wins. Usually.
It all depends if, like, the pure boxer can hit hard enough to make the pressure fighter think twice. Then sometimes you get to see the real best out of a pure boxer.
Yeah, but the problem with pure boxers is because they're fighting on their toes and they're always moving. They're not sitting on their punches. A lot of them don't hit hard because you're moving around. You're not sitting on the punches. You're moving around, so you can't land with authority. Lara is one of those few pure boxers, like Lara, Tony Harrison. Tony got beat by Jared Hurd, though. He didn't beat the pressure fighter. Who the fuck doing all that? But
But here's my
Laura
thing,
would
though. Here's my thing,
good.
Jules, with the pressure fighter versus the pure boxer is this: even when they don't win, we see things we didn't see from that pure boxer. Like, oh, here's a weakness, here's a hole. Like they expose certain things that weren't seen before. You know what I mean? Now, whether future fighters take advantage of it, okay, whatever, that's an argument. But it's always interesting. It's never boring. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
exactly. That's how I see it. Like if you get a
yeah,
good
but
pressure fighter, a
once
good pure
again,
boxer.
once again, look at it this way. What's the common denominator in exciting fights? Whether it's a boxer puncher and a
Action.
pressure fighter, or a pure boxer and a pressure fighter, it's really the pressure fighter that is the unsung hero. Whether they win or they lose,
Yep.
they deliver the
Exchanges.
entertainment. Yeah, they deliver the
Exchanges.
entertainment.
Yep.
You know, like if it's the boxer puncher, it's going to be entertaining because that pressure fighter, he's going to come forward for better or worse, and he's going to get lit the fuck up. Boxer puncher eats pressure fighters up, right? Pure
Yeah.
boxer and pressure fighter. Pressure fighter eats up pure boxer. Eats him up because you don't throw enough, you don't hit hard enough, you're scared to engage, you don't want to trade in the pocket, right? But the common denominator with what makes the fight fun and enjoyable is the pressure fighter. It's the pressure
You
fighter.
say that, but sometimes like you can get two pressure fighters and then it's just shite.
Yeah.
It just ends up in them wrestling and just some
You
sloppy shit.
you are
like
right.
that.
You are right. You are right. But I don't think
Yeah,
Navarrete
but
versus.
if
I
you
don't
look
think
at
Navarrete Nunez is going to be shite though. I don't think
No.
that.
no,
Somebody
hell
getting
no,
fucked up.
hell no, not
But
possible, not possible.
they're not like
But I'll
conventional
say
pressure
this, man.
fighters.
Like,
though.
well,
again?
okay, yeah, but when you go ahead, say that one more time.
Yeah, like Navarrete and Nunez are not conventional pressure fighters. Like Navarrete is
Nunez
really
is.
rangy.
Nunez
all right,
is.
I've not seen
Nunez
that
is.
much in Nunez, but like Navarrete isn't. He's like a rangy sort
Extremely
of.
unorthodox.
See,
Yeah.
Nunez is like textbook. Nunez is kind of like a textbook pressure guy, very big on being within close quarters, hooks, uppercuts, body shots, right? Hunkers down, fights at a slight crouch. Navarrete is a pressure guy. It's just he's a weirdo. It's really what
Yeah.
Tim Bradley said, that this guy does everything wrong, but it works for him. It works. You shovel
Yeah.
uppercuts from fucking 5 feet away. He's 5 feet away from a guy. He throws an uppercut. It lands. He's like,
Yeah, but see,
Yeah,
the styles makes
I'll
the
tell you
fight
like this.
up,
So,
man.
like if you look at history, right? When it comes to the pressure fighter versus the pure boxer, and anyone on this panel, anyone listening can bring up an example, and you'll end up wrong. I promise you. When it comes to the pure boxer, the only time the pure boxer, now we're assuming they're both on the same level, right? Like elite or whatever level they're on, they're both on the same level. That's assuming that for this debate. The pure boxer only wins when their defense is elite. You can be a pure boxer, but if your
disagree. No,
defense isn't elite,
no,
that
no,
pressure
no,
fighter
I
is going to
dis-
eat you alive all the time.
What
I
about
disagree.
Chris Alderi?
I disagree.
He's a
pure
perfect example, but
boxer,
he has shitty
a lot
defense.
of the time, the only pure boxers that win, honestly, that win in that situation with that pressure fighter are the ones that show more offense. That's how you win. Because what usually happens, the pure boxer gets so fucking squirrely from that pressure fighter chasing them down, they don't want to throw. They don't want to fight. They just want to run. The ones that win is the ones that let their hands go. Like, yeah, Lara let his hands go in the Angulo fight. When Cotto was pressuring, not that Cotto's a pressure fighter, but he fought Mayweather that way. He's being real aggressive, trying to walk him down, trying to crowd him. And because Floyd was letting his hands go like bing, 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 like, yeah, you getting hit, but you got to let your hands go. That's the difference between winning and
No, but
losing.
that's my point, Jules. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you watch the Mayweather Cotto fight, like, he was constantly cornered, Mayweather, constantly put on the ropes. But his defense was so elite, it allowed those openings for him to put forth that offense. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, when you're a pure boxer, like, if your defense isn't elite, you're only going to go so far. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can also kind of offset it a bit with if you can hit hard enough to get authority to make someone stop just coming forward and
Yeah,
straight
but most
lines.
pure boxers don't hit hard enough, brother. That's the thing. They rely on their speed and timing because
True,
they
but
don't
there
have
are-
natural power.
Yeah, but with
See, I
speed and
can't
timing,
say-
if
I
it's
can't-
right, you can get them in between now.
Wait, before I smoke this cigarette, I can't say that it's the elite defense
What
because
the
no, They all have. Oh yeah, I was talking shit about them earlier. Not earlier this week.
Yeah.
It's not that all pure boxers have defense. Defense is not what decides whether or not they win. It's not that. It's being able to show offense. Why did Shakur win? Because he was able to find moments to get punches out with Cepeda. He wasn't just standing there scared in a shell. He was finding moments like, okay, bing, there's a punch. Bing, there's a punch.
Yeah.
Bing, there's a punch. You got to throw.
But then, Jules, that's my argument, fam. That's my argument, fam. My argument is this. When you have an elite defense, it opens up your offense. Does that make sense? Like it complements it. Like if you look at all the pure boxers in history, the best ones, their defense was solid. It was just, shit was elite. Like they could stay right there within an inch of a punch and make it miss. They can move their head just at the right time.
I don't think that's defense
timing,
you
man.
described. Yet what you're talking, no, you know what that is? That's poise that you're talking about, not defense. Some pure boxers lose their composure when you crowd them too much. The ones that don't, and the reason they don't is because they have poise under pressure. They're not flustered. Like, okay, you wanna work in the pocket? I'm not nervous. I'm not worried. I'm still gonna get punches out.
Yeah, but I mean, can we agree that a good defense requires poise? We're saying the same thing, I think,
no,
brother.
Poise is not. Poise is not defense. Poise is your composure. Poise is how you carry yourself.
No, I know what that is.
Would that mean Devin Hayden is one of the flustered ones?
Nah, man. If you're talking about poise, I don't think there's a better example than James Toney.
Yeah, there you go. That's poise. That's poise.
Oh yeah, solid.
That's
yeah,
poise.
Yeah,
that's poise. Yeah. But in general,
yeah.
whether this doesn't boil down to styles. You either have poise or you don't. That doesn't boil down to styles. You could be a pure boxer that has poise, a pressure fighter that has poise. Like Chocolatito has poise. How do you know? Because he's in the pocket and he's slipping, he's rolling, he's riding, he's cool, he's fighting his fight. It's you good, for lack of a better word.
Man, no. It's how you deal with adrenaline and cortisol response, whether you remain calm, because it can be that time slows down for a split second.
Look at Sky. Look at Sky Nicholson. She loses the Tiara Brown fight. Why? Because Tiara's in her face and Sky has no poise. She can't handle the pressure. Now look over at Shakur Stevenson. William Zepeda is just as much, if not more, in his face, throwing punches and bunches. Why was Shakur able to handle it? He has poise. He's not nervous. Like, bro, I'm not nervous. Throw your 5 punches. They not getting in. Throw them. And I'm gonna get my shit
off. His poise showed a good defense. Is what I'm saying. Like, if you don't have poise, you can't have defense. Not a good one, at least.
Well, no, because you can.
I think they go hand in hand. Is what I'm saying.
You can have great feet and just stay on the outside, and then it's not about poise. It's just about reaction and foot coordination.
Yeah, like you can't tell me that the way to beat. You telling me basically that the reason that Shakur was able to beat William was because he has good defense. Nah, it's because he has offense. It's because he countered in between. If he's countering in between Williams' work, that's not defense. That's offense. Remember when William Zepeda fought Giovanni Cabrera? Giovanni Cabrera was showing defense, moving lateral, trying to stay on the outside, trying to keep space. That shit did not win him the fight. He got knocked out.
Listen, you can't compare Cabrera to Stevenson. What I'm saying is this: like Stevenson, his offense was outstanding. His offense is out.
I'm saying that you can't call everything defense. You're calling counter punching defense. That's not defense. That's offense. That's offense.
Yeah.
If I throw some shit and it missed, and then you counter over the top, that's offense. That's offense.
Okay, hold on. Now, hold on. Here's the thing.
I'm gonna slip it, then I'm out. I'm gonna slip it, then I'm out.
But Jules, what made you miss for me to counter? My defense.
Yeah, but defense is a broad term, man. Like, it encompasses many things.
Slipping the punch is the defense part. Throwing the punch is the offense part.
Mm-hmm.
You could slip and counter, or slip and roll and just get out the way. You could slip and roll and get out the way, right? But then that's defense,
Mhm.
defense. If you
Yeah.
slip and counter, that's defense, offense. If you catch and counter, that's defense, offense. Like, yeah, the offense part is when you decide to throw a punch, when you engage. And the difference I see in pure boxers that beat a pressure guy and the ones that don't, the pure boxers that beat him is because they showed some offense. That's what makes you got to fight back.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
agree.
just
Look,
you can't just
I
let the
can't.
dude
I won't
stand in
argue,
front of you.
Jules. I'm not going to argue that.
They have to have a good balance.
But what I'm saying is we can't ignore the defensive skill set of the best pure boxers who beat the best pressure fighters. We can't ignore their defensive abilities. Like that has to be recognized, man. Like that it's complementary. The
Yeah, but
defense
like,
and the offense from that guy.
but defense is a very broad term. It encompasses many
Yeah,
things.
so is offense.
Footwork. Yeah, well,
And?
it's a bit more obvious when it comes to offense.
So does
It's
offense.
just
And?
it's just landing punches, though. Like,
oh, it's a bit more
to
obvious
me-
because they're landing punches, of course. Listen, nobody pays attention to all the intricacies of defense when a person slips punches or
I do.
glances something off the glove and returns. All they focus on is what lands. So of course it's going to seem more obvious for the offense. What I'm
No,
trying to
man, I
say
watch
is
for
they're
slips.
complementary.
I love watching, like, if you see a clean slip and counter, man. I love that stuff. It's really entertaining to
Yeah,
watch.
but I would say that, you know, whether you talk about roll and counter, slip and counter, or catch and counter, that's you can't say all of that is defense. And that's what it sounds like. You're
Yeah.
saying that if a guy slips a punch and comes over the top with one of his own, that's a defensive maneuver. No, it's not. Counter punching? That's not defense. Counter
I'm not
punching is
saying
offense.
it's all, no,
The
Jules, I'm
slipping-
not saying it's all defense. Maybe I'm miscommunicated. What I'm saying is it's complementary. Like the more successful your defense is, which goes unnoticed, the more successful your offense will be, i.e. counters. Check
Well, it's
left
kinda-
hooks, check right hooks.
It's implied with a defensive with a pure boxer, though, that they are going to be defensively minded. So it's kind of already assumed that is their style.
Yeah, but see,
What do
put
you
it
think
this
the
way.
best
Put it
pure
this way.
boxers to ever fight? Why do you think the best pure boxers to ever fight don't
The-
have
no,
highlights
no.
of them getting knocked out or knocked
The
down
common-
mostly?
look, the
or
common
they retire
denominator-
like with a good head on their shoulders, not being all messed up.
The common denominator of pure boxers who were the best pure boxers, the best fighters with that style, the common denominator is not that they had defense, because that's embedded in the way that they fight. So it's not the defense. The common denominator among the best pure boxers that ever used that style is they're all poised, like Pernell Whitaker. When Oscar De La Hoya was throwing all those combinations at him, he was shaking and baking and shimmying because he's calm. Like, I'm not worried about none of this bullshit you throwing at me. Nicolino Loche, same way. He's calm under pressure. And that is not, oh, well, because they have defense. Well, they all have defense. What makes some pure boxers better than others? Poise. It's poise. They're poised under pressure. They don't panic. If you look at Sky in the Brown fight, she panicked because she couldn't keep Tiara off and she didn't want to work in the pocket. You panicked. Shakur didn't panic with William. Why? Because he's poised. Like, I'm not worried about them 3 bitch ass punches. I'm not worried. That's poise. That's not just, oh, well, that's defense. Bro, they're all defensive. They're all pure boxers. Defense is the name of the game for them. They all have that, but they don't all have poise. They don't all have that. And that has to do with you. That's just you. That's even something, you know, some people, they got to get rah before they get into a fight, right? It's like they got to psych themselves into it. Whereas there are other people, they don't got to do a motherfucking thing. It just turns on, like, okay.
I remember I was
I'm
fighting a
not disregarding
bouncer
poise.
once, man.
I agree.
Like, I remember I was fighting a
But-
bouncer once. The guy was 6'4", I'm 5'10". He was like 250 pounds. I was like 200 at the time. And he threw a punch at me, and I swear to God, it was like it was in slow motion. Because that's what that is, that poise thing, where everything just slows
what they
down
say
for a
about
second.
exactly, Brian, like what they say about Terrence, that for Terrence, everything is moving in slow motion. They said that about him in a couple of fights. And that's the poise that, yeah, I'm not jumping and I'm not missing nothing. I'm seeing everything that's going on, and I'm going to see everything that's going to happen because I'm poised. I'm not panicked. I'm not going crazy. I can see it all. And I think the difference that you're talking about, Alex, what you're describing is poise. It's not defense, because they all have defense. All pure boxers have defense. That's what they all fall back on. What makes the good ones good and the great ones great is whether or not they have poise. Because some of them, they panic under pressure. When
I see
Zelfa
what you're saying,
Barrett,
like,
when Zelfa Barrett was fighting Shavkat Rakhimov, why he lost? Because he fucking panicked, bro. Like you couldn't keep him off.
There's also another thing when it comes to pure
right,
boxers.
like most pure boxers you look at, they all have the same mantra. The mantra is hit and not get hit.
The greatest ones, though,
part.
like the
A
greatest
blend
pure
of poise and
boxers.
defense. Can we agree?
Yeah, but like
The best, a blend of, because you know what, your defense could be sound, your defense could be solid, but without poise, it'll fall apart.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like to the poise thing, the best pure boxers will lean in instead of always pulling back. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking.
Yep.
Like he'll dip and lean in for 6 inches to make a punch go behind him rather than back up and try and keep it on the outside.
Yeah,
I can get down with that. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Now, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back. Smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back.
Fucking hundreds and shit.
I do it when I shadow box with my nephew. He's much bigger than me, and I do the same thing. Like I just dip in all the time to him, like so he can't get like he just can't keep off me. I mean, he can't keep me off him. Oh. So everybody picking Shakur for Lopez versus Stevenson.
Man, so like I said before, I'm on the fence. Actually, I'm on the fence because I'm tired of picking against Teofimo, and that motherfucker ends up showing me up. So
I'm also on the
wants to
fence,
go with Shakur, but
mainly
I
for
got some
better
reservations,
reasons.
man, in certain areas. Like,
To be honest,
so I'm gonna
to be
wait.
honest-
Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait till the weigh-in the night before the fight. Then I'm gonna make a decision.
All right.
I think that's for the best.
Although Lopez has won his two most difficult fights, I think he did get a bit lucky because Lomachenko was injured and Josh Taylor had fallen apart by then. Like as soon as
he caught
Josh
him at the
Taylor
right
lost
time.
that bounce in his feet, he was a sitting duck because he's got T-Rex arms and really tall.
Yeah, but
So
the
as soon
last
as he
great
lost
fight
his
Shakur
footwork-
gave us, where he actually fought and wasn't boring as shit and didn't do shit, he fought an electrician on a 4-day notice. So I got reservations there.
I honestly
You know,
think
so-
Stevenson's going to make him look stupid. Like,
You know what, brother? I am not going to argue that, man. There's a part of me that's like Stevenson is superior. You know,
That would be nice.
technically and everything. Just he's going to control the fucking fight. It's not going to be exciting, but he's going to win decidedly. You know, decisively. But the other part of me is like, fucking Lopez. Every time we fucking con him out, he brings some shit out of the bag we haven't seen, and he does some shit like, I don't fuck, man. And you know what? He does have that side-to-side movement. Shakur hasn't had opponents like that. So maybe that's something Shakur might have to
maybe could be a little bit random.
Like, I do think that Lopez will get desperate. I think he'll lose probably the first 3 or 4 rounds, and then he'll think, I'll have to come out here. And then I think Stevenson will just piece him up and make him look stupid.
You think he's going to get caught like how he got caught by the Spaniard?
Go ahead. Say again, brother?
I was just saying, you think Teo's going to get caught like he got caught by I forgot the Spaniard's name. It's been a few fights.
I
mean, he got caught pretty easily.
I think he's going to be fully aware of Shakur.
I'm pretty sure that Spaniard doesn't have a lot of power.
It's about timing.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm looking forward to a boring fight, guys. Like, I don't think it's gonna be exciting unless like somebody makes a mistake, man.
I think Lopez will get desperate, and then he'll have to come in, and in which case, like Stevenson will be hitting him with 3s and 4s, and it'll look nice. I really do like watching Stevenson. I don't mind a pure boxer as long as there is some activity. And the last two
like right
fights
now,
that
I'm leaning more
Stevenson's
towards
been in-
Stevenson. Like
The
my
only
boxing
what I
brain
was
is
gonna
leaning
say,
towards Stevenson.
what I was gonna say was the only pure boxers, and I have to remind people of this all the time, that yesterday's pure boxer was not like today's. Today's is very squirrely. They stay outside most of the fight. Yesterday's pure boxer would spend some time in the pocket. They were a pure boxer because most of the round, most of the 3 minutes, they're on the defensive. They're weaving punches, slipping punches, and getting in with counters. But the pure boxer and the earmark of the pure boxer is not simply defense. They do everything they can to not get hit. And that's not the earmark of the pressure fighter, right? The pressure fighter, the earmark of them is, no, everything they do is to hit you. Even if it means getting hit, they're still trying to hit you all 3 minutes of the round. The boxer puncher, that's Cotto, that's Canelo. There is a balance, right? Maybe they're not great at either one. They're not great at pressure and they're not great at being a pure boxer. They have a balance of both. So, boxer puncher comes up like what's about to happen to Teofimo. Teofimo's a boxer puncher. He's a very athletic boxer puncher. He's very sharp. He's got a good movement. He's good reflexes, but he's a boxer puncher, And we saw Sandor, you lost, homie. You lost. They saved your ass. Well, that too. I mean, like, you lost to George Camboso, so I mean, you know what I mean? But what I was going to say about pure boxers, what separates the good ones from the great ones? It's poise. Because pure boxers on average are very squirrely. That's why they want to spend so much time on the outside. Everything they do is so that you don't hit me. I do not want to get hit. That is the earmark of the pure boxer. So what makes a great pure boxer? One that he can avoid being hit, but he's not afraid of it. So he's not running from it. He's not all the way out there somewhere in the perimeter of the ring. Yeah,
like
well, not,
Usyk is
not,
like Mayweather. Like Mayweather.
I don't even know how to classify Usyk stylistically because he does everything well. He does everything well. It's not like he leans towards just activity, but it's not like he lets himself get beat the fuck up either for the sake of activity. You can't say Usyk lets a lot of.
He's a Swiss Army knife. He's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, him and Loma, like with Loma, I felt that Loma is somewhere in between a boxer puncher and a pressure guy because he's got a pressure guy's volume, but he cuts angles. He sets up feints. He sets traps. He does all this other little subtle shit that, well, you can't say he's just a pressure guy. His feet are too good to just be a pressure guy. You know what I mean? But he was easier to classify.
After their second fight, Anthony. That's why after their second fight, Jules, Anthony was so frustrated. Like he couldn't figure out. Like he couldn't understand how he couldn't beat him.
Yeah, but he actually
was at a loss for words. He's like, what
he
the
did
fuck?
do better. You mean after the fight? Because he did do better in the second fight than he did in the first, though. He did do better.
He gave him his heart.
But afterwards, you saw the interview. He's just sitting here like, I'm like, he was like, what the fuck?
Because it's like fighting a fucking. Because it's like fighting a fucking ghost, bro. It's like fighting a fucking ghost. Like he's there, but you can't land the way you want to land.
Like he's in front of you, but at the same time, he's not there.
Yeah, like you can't hit him the way you want to hit him for 36 fucking minutes. Like I can't find him, bro. I don't know. I don't know how to classify Usyk. That's one that I'm stumped at. Like, nah, you can't say that he's a pure boxer. He is way too busy to be a pure boxer. He's got a lot of activity and he's comfortable in the pocket. Like he's very comfortable in the pocket. That's how he beat Gassiev. He didn't run from Gassiev. He stepped to him, but stepped around him while he did it. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna be just right in front of you.
Bro, he's an electron, bro. He's an electron. You see him, as soon as you go to observe him, he's somewhere else.
He's the only fighter I've seen that's in between a pure boxer and a pressure fighter.
Yes, because he has the pressure fighter's volume. Like Usyk, he might not do a whole lot in the first round. That's a common characteristic in his fights. He don't really do a whole lot in the first round, but by round 4, yeah, he's all over you. He's piecing you up. He's throwing a lot of punches, some little punches, big punches, but he shows activity. So you can't say he's a pure boxer, but he's not a dummy neither. He's not just coming forward for the sake of coming forward. It's a lot of shit to him. So it's almost like, yeah, like you're one of the few guys that is a cross between a pure boxer. You got a pure boxer's footwork and angles and instincts, but you have a pressure fighter's volume because he does throw a lot. He throws. He's not afraid to let his hands go.
He's got an outboxer's reactions as well.
Yeah, Usyk is a motherfucker.
He seems to just see it coming. Like
y'all seen that they trying to set him up with Andy Ruiz now?
Oh, he'll make Andy Ruiz look stupid, man. He'll not be able to.
No, yeah, because Wilder's about to fight Chisora. Because Wilder's about to fight Chisora. They was looking at Wilder. They was looking at Wilder up until, and I thought about that shit too. Who's supposed to pay for Wilder versus Usyk? Neither one of y'all got a promoter, and Turkey don't want to pay for that. So it's like, well, who the fuck
wants to see that?
I ain't gonna front. If Usyk was gonna beat his ass, I was gonna see. I wanted to see.
I'm gonna watch Usyk regardless.
Here's the thing: we can't talk shit if we watch the fights. You know what I mean? So we gotta watch the fights.
Yeah, but if you, I wasn't mad at it, Alex. I wasn't mad. Like, yeah, I mean, Wilder, you
No, of
was
course
talking
not. Of
shit.
course not. No, no.
You was talking shit.
Yeah.
You tried to say he
And
ducked you, right?
Chisora going for fight 50. This would be a 50th
Yo,
fight, right?
now I will say I do
Hey,
like
man.
Chisora Wilder. I do like Chisora Wilder more than Usyk Wilder. I do.
Definitely.
I like it
I'm gonna
more.
tell you
I
right
like it
now,
more.
if Chisora Wilder fight, I got Chisora 7 days out of the week, bro. I'm sorry. Like I no apologies. Like
Yo,
that's
my
not
dude,
even
I
no.
got Chisora. I don't see if
Same here.
Joseph, if timid Joseph, if happy-go-lucky Joseph could bully you, happy-go-lucky Joseph, that I'm a good guy, I'm from New Zealand, and
Yeah.
Tyson Fury's my friend, right? If he could bully you, Big Derek could bully you, yo. Yeah, Big Derek, he not gonna leave you
100%,
alone, bro.
bro.
He is gonna be all over
And
you.
Derek
So,
ain't been sitting
yeah,
on
I
the
got Derek.
sidelines for a few years. You know what I mean? Like Wilder
And
had
No,
it.
Derek
So
been fighting. Derek been fighting.
And,
Derek been
and
fighting, man.
remember,
And winning.
Wilder had what, a year and a half ago? He had one fight in Wichita, Kansas. Like, come on,
When
man.
was that fight with Tyrell Herndon? When was that? Was that in the summer or the spring?
It was like a year and a half ago in the spring, some shit like that. I don't know, bro. That's how irrelevant he is. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't. Come on, man. You're not active, bro. You're not.
and
Active.
remember,
saying
like
it.
Chisora's like 6 inches shorter as well, so Wilder's gonna have to punch down too.
And you
So
know
even
Wilder
if
don't
he
got
did
no
have his
kind of
right hand,
coordination.
yeah,
He don't got no
exactly.
kind of coordination. Chisora's good. It's gonna be the Parker fight again, but slower because you know Derek is older now. He is slow. They both are. It's gonna be the Parker fight again, but slower. Except I think the looping rights will land. I could like look. I could see Derek knocking him out.
Look at the Malik Scott fight when Chisora beat
No,
him.
Derek. Here's
Exact
another
the same
thing too. Derek. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Finish. My bad. Go ahead.
Now, like Derek Chisora beat Malik Scott, didn't they? And he done it
Yeah.
exactly like that. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I could see Derek. I could see Derek knocking his ass out. I could see that.
Hey, so look,
But
let's
I could
add
go
these
for
up.
that.
Let's do the math here. Chisora's been active compared to Wilder, and Chisora, we can all agree he's got fucking heart. Wilder ain't got no fucking heart, bro.
What like he has heart, but he's also durable as shit, bro. Like he is durable as shit. Like it's been a long time since Fury didn't knock him out, did he? Did it go to distance
No.
or did he stop him? He didn't stop
no,
him, right?
he got pulled. The
He
corner
stopped him.
pulled
He
him
stopped
out.
him.
Yeah, like he's durable
He
as
stopped
fuck.
him. What are we talking about?
He stopped him, right? Like, and I'm talking about the last
No,
one, the third
Chisora.
one, the shitty one. Fury stopped him, right?
Oh yeah, he still did get
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
or he wanted to
yeah.
at least.
You know, but I don't see especially not the way that Wilder looked with that gatekeeper. I don't see Wilder stopping him. I don't. You don't got the timing, the explosiveness no more, the snap on the punch. Yeah, you don't have none of that no more. You not gonna find that right hand. And that whole
Like,
time
if
he gonna be
still had
backing
his
you
youth,
up.
if Wilder still had his youth, he could stop Chisora. He could catch him with that one hitter quitter.
Look.
Not anymore, bro. Those days are done.
But I will say that if they would have fought in 2014, when Chisora was trying to fight him, Brody, I don't think Wilder would have won that fight. I don't. Like, no, I don't. I don't think he would have beat that dude because he was.
I'm not calling that one, but that's a much closer fight.
Dude, that Chisora that fought Dillian White. Remember the first Dillian White fight? Brody,
Yeah.
that Chisora beats Wilder.
Yep.
That Chisora beats Wilder.
Chisora wasn't chinny as well. He'd been down a few times, but he wasn't. He's not chinny.
The guys who chinned him were, the guys who got him. Well, David Haye was fast and explosive,
Yeah.
So it's like it's negligible. Like that dude is quick. He was, David Haye in his prime was very quick, But
and when it comes to chinny, man, like I have a different definition than most people when it comes to chinny. People are like, oh, he gets knocked down a lot. He's chinny. I'm like, no. For me, it's I don't care how many times you get knocked down. When you get knocked down, once you stand back up, what state are you in?
It depends.
If you're good, if you can like, look at Marquez. Look at Marquez. That dude gets, even Manny Pacquiao said it. Knocking him down is pointless. He just gets back up and he's fine.
Yeah, but look
That's
at
not
Gamboa. It's a tough one because Gamboa gets knocked down a lot too. Like I remember he going into the Crawford fight. I think it was the Crawford fight. He had been knocked down 21 times.
It's the same with
That's a
Fury.
lot.
Like,
Yeah, but when
Fury gets
Gamboa's
knocked
Yeah,
down a
back
lot.
up,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
okay.
That's
my
true.
point.
That's
When he
true.
gets back
That
up, he's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
okay. You feel me,
yeah,
fam?
yeah,
That's the
because
difference for
he
me.
do be woozy.
I'm sorry,
He do
as
be
a
woozy.
fan, that's my definition of chinny. Like, there's some cats you can knock down all day. They just get back up and they get back up like it never happened.
Yeah, like
You're
nothing
not
happened.
chinny.
That's true.
But if you get back up and you're still hurt, you might be a little chinny. You know what I mean? If it happens often.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It
Save for
does.
like you're
It
fighting an elite
depends.
fighter.
It
with a-
depends on
you
your
know.
equilibrium. That's what it. That's what. If you're woozy when you get
yes,
up,
thank you. Yeah, there you
you're
go.
chinny. You're chinny. Now look, I gotta grab my son off the bus, y'all. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure. I will do the
Yep,
late
as
night
always,
talks
George,
later.
man.
See,
Adios.
I'll
Take care.
see y'all on the next one.
I'll catch
Peace
you all
out,
later,
fam.
boys.